to the brokenhearted, the disillusioned, and the ones quietly fighting battles unseen. This message is for you. Life has tested you, stretched you, and perhaps even broken you. You felt the sting of rejection, the weight of doubt, and the ache of a world that sometimes feels stacked against you. But let me tell you something powerful. This is not the end of your story. Your struggle, your pain, and your sacrifices have not been in vain. They are the foundation of a comeback so remarkable that it will silence every doubt, heal every wound, and reveal the strength you never knew you had. Life is a remarkable journey, isn't it? It's filled with peaks and valleys, moments of triumph and times of doubt. We've all faced challenges that left us questioning, why is this happening to me? But listen closely, there's something profound you need to understand. There is a force, a higher power, watching over you, guiding you, and shaping you. God knows your intentions. So often, we get entangled in the noise of this world. The judgments, the doubts, the opinions of others. We try to fit into molds that were never meant for us, striving for validation from people who can't see the truth of who we are. But let me tell you something that will set you free. God sees you. He sees the reasons behind every decision you make, the purpose behind every step you take. And that truth, my friend, is more powerful than any force trying to bring you down. The world might not understand your journey. People might question your motives, misjudge your actions, and even doubt your heart. But none of that matters because God knows the real you. He knows the dreams you hold close, the pain you've endured in silence, and the strength you've summoned to keep moving forward. He knows the nights you've cried in solitude and the mornings you've risen despite the weight of your struggles. And here's the beauty of it. What you see as a failure, God sees as preparation. What feels like a setback is often a stepping stone to something greater, a purpose far beyond what you can imagine. As Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." When life gets hard, and it will, remember that your efforts are never unnoticed. Every trial, every heartbreak, every moment of doubt is part of a divine tapestry woven with intention and love. God doesn't waste a single moment of your journey. He is using every experience to shape you into the person you're meant to be. When you act with a pure heart, when your intentions are rooted in love and faith, know that you are planting seeds for a future beyond your wildest dreams. It doesn't matter if the world doesn't applaud your efforts. What matters is that God sees them, and He is preparing something extraordinary for you. Proverbs 16 verse 9 reminds us, "In their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps." Trust that every twist, every turn, every unexpected detour is leading you toward your destiny. So, when life feels like a storm, hold on to this truth. You are not alone. You are not forgotten. God knows your heart, and He is with you every step of the way. Let go of the fear of being misunderstood. Let go of the need for external validation. What matters most is that your intentions align with the purpose God has set before you. You are exactly where you need to be. You are being prepared, strengthened, and refined. Trust the process, trust the journey, and most importantly, trust that God's plan for your life is greater than anything you could ever imagine. Keep believing, keep growing, keep walking boldly, for your purpose is calling, and it's time to rise and claim it. How often do we find ourselves shackled by the opinions of others, trying to meet their expectations and losing sight of our own purpose? It's time to break free. Your power lies not in the approval of people, but in the fulfillment of your higher calling. That's where your freedom begins. So the next time someone tries to limit you, doubts your motives, or pressures you to shrink yourself to fit their mold, Remember this, their opinion does not define you. God knows your intentions. And when you live in alignment with that truth, you can silence the noise, rise above the judgment, and step boldly into the life you were created to live. Keep your eyes on the path, keep your heart pure, and never forget, your accountability is to Him, not to them. Life can make us feel unseen at times, as if no one truly understands the burdens we carry or the fire burning within our hearts. In those moments, when the world overlooks your struggles and misjudges your motives, hold on to this truth. God sees your heart. Let me say it again because you need to feel this deep in your soul. God sees your heart. He sees who you are beyond the surface. He sees the battles you fight in silence, the efforts you make when no one is watching, and the love you give without expecting recognition. Every sacrifice you make, every time you choose kindness over bitterness, faith over fear, and love over anger, God notices. Even when others don't acknowledge your efforts, God does. What the world misses, God magnifies. And what He sees matters infinitely more than human applause. As 1 Samuel 16:7 reminds us, people look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. People may judge you based on what they think they know, but they don't see the tears you've cried in private, the strength it's taken to keep going, or the purity of your intentions. But God does. And here's the most beautiful part. When you act with pure intentions, God rewards you in ways beyond imagination. You don't need validation from others. When the Creator of the universe is proud of you, He sees your effort, your faith, and your determination. And He's working behind the scenes, aligning everything for your good. So keep showing up, keep giving, loving, and believing. Don't let the lack of recognition discourage you. Don't let the noise of the world distract you. You don't need them to see you when God already does. Life will throw challenges your way, obstacles that feel like mountains, and setbacks that knock you flat. It's easy to wonder, why me? Why now? But hear this, obstacles aren't meant to destroy you. They're meant to prepare you. What feels like a setback is often a setup for something greater. Maybe you're facing rejection, loss, or unexpected pain. It's frustrating when you're giving your all, yet it feels like every door is slamming shut. But every challenge you face is part of God's plan. He doesn't waste anything. Not your tears, your struggles, or your pain. He's using each moment to shape you into who you're meant to be. That closed door wasn't punishment, it was protection. That failure wasn't the end, it was the start of a new chapter. That struggle wasn't meant to break you, but to build you. As Romans 8:28 says, and we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. When you face resistance, understand this. Without resistance, there is no growth. Just as muscles are strengthened by lifting weights, your spirit is strengthened through trials. The struggles, rejections, and disappointments you face are not there to hold you back. They are there to stretch you, to prepare you for the purpose God has waiting. You can't carry a big calling with small shoulders. God is using these challenges to grow your capacity. It's hard when you're in the middle of a storm, when nothing makes sense, and the weight feels unbearable. But that's exactly when you need to lean into your faith. Trust that God sees your heart, your effort, and your intentions. He's not letting you down. He's refining you, molding you, and preparing you for something extraordinary. The pain you feel now is temporary. The growth it brings is permanent. The strength it builds is unstoppable. Don't let your obstacles define you. Let them refine you. Don't let the struggle make you bitter. Let it make you better. When you fall, rise again. When you fail, learn and grow. God sees your intentions and He knows your heart. He is not finished with you yet. That mountain in front of you isn't there to crush you. It's there to show you how strong you are. And when you keep climbing, you'll discover the purpose, the destiny, and the victory God is waiting for you on the other side. Stay strong. Stay faithful. Keep pushing forward. Your obstacles are not the end of your story. They are the beginning of a breakthrough you cannot yet imagine. Trust the process, for God's timing is always perfect. He sees your heart, He knows your intentions, and He is preparing you for greatness. Keep going. You are stronger than you know.
Help us grow our faith-based Christian channel by subscribing, and don't forget to like and share to spread the message.